to help you reach your goals in 2023. And today I want to talk about creating balanced goals. And I was trying to pull up the journal, but I think it's a little small. So I'm going to read from the journal. On page 13 of your journal, it is the 7 simple steps. There are 7 steps to goal setting that I created, and the second step is to establish balance, which is like one of the main reasons why this journal was created, was balance. It's like you can achieve any goal you want, but to stay balanced and try to live a whole full life, that's the part that's hard. So I'm going to read from page 12 and 13. Hard work is one of the things I've always been known for. Every time someone would say something about me, they'll be like, oh, you're the hardest working person I know. You're the hardest working, organized person I know. And, for a while, I was okay with that because that was my goal, was to work hard, But as I became older, I realized that I didn't want to be known for just working hard. And so I knew it was also important for my kids to see me live a balanced life as an entrepreneur, as a mother, as a wife. And I needed to find creative ways to use my skills and talents in every area of my life, but I didn't know how. And, those of you who are friends with me, I know, and I apologize. I didn't know any better. So if you're watching this video, back in the day, I used to come to your house while dinner was happening. Even though you invited me to come and spend time with you and spend time with my family, I brought my whole office and computer. And so it got to a point where my friends were like, okay, Sheréa, there's your office over there. Like, I literally would come and set up my whole office and work the whole time. It's like, okay, I'm here, but I can't be away from my computer. I can't be away from my work. But I realized later the work was always going to be there. So again, if you're my friend and I came to your house and set up my office, I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't know. So I was waking up at 4 o'clock every morning, but never exercised. How do you get up at 4 a.m. and say, I never have time to exercise? I drank like 7 cups of coffee a day, no water. I wrote several books, but never went outside and saw the sun rise or set because I was in my office all day achieving stuff. So I knew I needed to change my habits. They weren't really bad habits, but they weren't good habits. So spending hours at the office will help you reach your professional goals, but spending time with your family, your friends, building your relationships is equally important. And so make sure you are setting balanced goals, and inside of the goals journal, especially when you start on page 48, there's a space for you to write out your balanced goals. So your number 1 health and fitness goal, your number 1 relationship goal, your number 1 finance goal. Even though you might have several finance goals, the goal here is to put your number 1 goal in that category. And that's how we do our vision boards too. So before we do our vision boards, we always write out the top goal in every area, and then we make sure we put that picture on our vision board so we can look at it every day. Your number 1 home goal, your number 1 self-care goal. Also, if you bought the goals journal, if you were one of the first 100 people to buy the goals journal, they came with these little bookmarks. Can you see that? They came with these little bookmarkers, and it has a place for you to write your number 1 goal. So that way you keep it inside of your journal. So as you're working on your goals, you remember what your top goal is, and you just copy them from that page. But on page 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, you have a space to create your balanced goals. And I was trying to find, I have a journal that my first planner that I bought in 2008, and I remember Zig Ziglar, and I think I paid like $60 for that planner. He had a life wheel, And that was the first time I had ever saw something like that. It was a life wheel, and you had to say where you were in a particular category. So say like if you felt your finances was a 1 or a 10, you would put 1 or 10. If you felt your relationships were at a certain place, if you felt personal growth was here. So what happened, you would have like a 1 here, a 5 here, a 3 here, a 2 here, 1 here. Then he had you draw a circle. He had you connect the dots. Then when you connect the dots, you saw like you were all over the place, right? And so the goal wasn't to be perfect, to set perfect goals in every area, but it was to make you aware. Like, hey, I'm doing good in my finances, but I'm not doing good in my relationships. Hey, I'm doing good in my relationships, but my finances suck. Oh, I'm doing good with my family, but I'm not working on myself. Or I'm doing good with self-care, but yet I'm not doing good with my health and fitness. So not that you're, because when I first got the chart, I was like overwhelmed. Like, oh my God, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. But really it's to bring awareness to what you're not balancing in your life, so you could get a hold of it before it gets a hold of you. You know how you're working. Next thing you know, you're in a hospital for high blood pressure, high cholesterol, having a heart attack, because you spend so much time working on one goal but not taking care of your health. So the goal is work on your health. Work on your finances, work on your relationship, work on your giving, making sure as you're taking care of yourself, you're also looking out for others. And so that is one of the main goals of the Goals Journal, is to help you live a balanced life, right? All right, so I'm going to actually make these downloads. I'll probably do that. We have our weekly recap on Saturday evenings. So in your recap, I'm going to have a download for these two. Those of you who do not have the Goals Journal and you want a copy of like the Wheel of Life and your balance goals, look for that on this Saturday in your downloads. All right, you guys. Well, thanks for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow.